Hi everyone, and welcome to the Investment Girls
Hey,
Call Club.
I actually have a cold open idea here. I just got a text like 10 minutes before we set up.
What was your text?
This makes me really agitated.
Investment Girls
Drama.
Club.
This is a member of my Facebook club.
Right.
I'm sure she kind of has good intentions, but I'm going to ask you what you think my reaction was when I read this.
Okay.
Hi, Diana. Check out Stock Mo and others. I think you can build up YouTube followers and have your own Patreon account and earn steady monthly income. So I read that and I thought, is she selling something? Okay, but I think she's just trying to help me.
That sounds about right.
So my response was link. She sent me a link. I watched the first 10 minutes. This guy is a high school teacher who teaches finance. He's got Patreon. He's got Discord where he recommends stocks. He's got all these stocks he's recommending all the time. He does this show. It's 17 minutes long. And then she says, keep it under 12 minutes and no politics, but policies okay. And then a kind of a smiley face. What do you think my reaction to that was?
I don't know.
And then she said, he's also a big Tesla stock fan. And I wrote back, so here's what I'm thinking. How can you not comment on what's happening in politics and still recommend stocks? That's like a hollow, empty. The thing is, Michael, how can you comment on stocks? How can you look realistically at stocks if you don't know what's happening in the real world? If you have a president who's going to tax a lot versus a president who's going to support big business versus a president who's going to support small business, all these things are relevant, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they are.
When Obama ran, he was running on healthcare, universal healthcare. All the health stocks went down when they thought Obama was going to win. When George Bush ran, all the oil stocks went up. You know, this is relevant. It's relevant.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys don't talk about politics. So I think it's really important to look realistically at what's happening in the real world and kind of try to foresee what's going to happen in the future. I said, so you're saying be more like that? Because I was like really mad when I read this already. I was like, are you kidding me? She's trying to make me shut up about politics, right?
Well, I don't know. I think she has good intentions.
I was thinking that too, but really her intention is for me to stop talking about politics.
I've been trying to get you to stop talking about politics for the same reason.
But it's relevant.
It is relevant. I think we need to talk about politics sometimes.
We have to.
But
you're just mad because I have a position that's very strong. My position, which is very strong, is that the vote in America should be legit, and we should make sure it's legit. So that's separate from stocks. And I do say that from time to time. So she's like, you can create your own style. I said, are you saying to be more like that? I'm like, yeah, why would I want to be exactly the same as somebody else who's already on YouTube?
Well, I don't know. I think that the point is, I think that she raises good and interesting points about
the other points she raises are those with successful recommendations in their own style seem to build subscribers fast. Like this guy has 50,000 subscribers. He's been around for 12 weeks. It's about the same as us.
Right.
He's just an example of a few that I follow. He's making probably 50,000 a month from Patreon.
Right.
And I wrote, thanks for the input. Oh, no, 50,000 monthly. Oh, okay.
No, I think it's important to note because I think that there are some important differences here other than just the politics thing that I think might be worth paying attention to. Like the idea of instead of having big, long podcasts, we could do potentially maybe 10-minute videos on specific subjects. There's a lot of...
Yeah, we could do that. We could make some videos. But when we do the podcast, we're talking about a lot of things that I feel like I'm not going to give a stock tip for day trading in a weekly podcast. That would be pointless.
Right.
It's already happened.
Right.
And my returns for this week were about 135%, 140%.
Okay.
So if I keep doing that, 50,000, I thought she had said 50,000 a year. It's 50,000 a month. 50,000 a year is like, that's nothing. 50,000 a month is pretty good, but I don't want my life to be run by the stock market, because here's the reason I'm doing the stocks. I'm doing the stocks so I can write.
Right.
I spent 4 hours today writing screenplays.
Right.
That's why I'm doing the stock market, is because I want to just do a little bit and get out.
Yeah, I agree with that. I understand the sentiment.
I have a life.
Yeah, I think that she's saying this is someone who's coming to it with a different idea, where it's like, if you want to be a dedicated YouTuber and dedicate your life to that, this is how you'd go about doing it.
But if these people were really good about trading stocks, why do they need a YouTube channel? I'm just doing this for the hell of it because I enjoy being with you, and because I'm trying to share with my friends that maybe want to change their lives with like a little day trading and calls.
Well, I think having a YouTube channel isn't like that, but I think having a Patreon might be.
Well, I do have a Patreon.
Know. You do it.
Link is in the description.
You have a Patreon.
I set it up and I felt like half-hearted about it because it's like, well, anyone with a Patreon who'd give stock advice is obviously not making enough on their stocks.
Okay, fair enough.
But I did get it anyway. I thought, well, what the hell? You know, if someone makes $1 million and they want to share some back to me, that sometimes, you know, I'm low on cash, so that's fine.
That's fair.
So that was okay. So thank you for your recommendation. I think I'll do it.
I think the input is good, and if we were trying to create like a monetized YouTube channel as a business plan, it would be really good input. But in this case, this is more something we're doing for fun as a hobby, and so I think that because of that, it's less welcome for you. I think you were rude to her. You should apologize.
I'm sorry. You obviously did have good intentions. I just felt shut down once again.
My headphones keep falling off.
Okay, hold. I just want to say I've been shut down a lot this week on Twitter and Facebook. I'll show you an example. I posted stuff about the vote because I feel like it's important to have clarity on whose votes were real, you know? I just think everybody should care about that. I just keep hammering away at the fact that the media is not publicizing all this evidence that's coming forward. So I posted stuff and I got this thing back. It was a picture. My post was completely blacked out. This is what I got. I got this.
Right.
And so then I did a test to see what would happen. I typed a single word, the word vote. And they put the disclaimer on that.
They did?
Yeah, they put it on everything.
Yeah.
Anything with the word vote, Trump, election, and they're just like interfering. And this one, they actually make you have to click through all this stuff that says false information. Okay, you know what this information was that they labeled as false? That there was a video showing people pulling boxes of ballots out from under a table. This is like the smoking gun in this whole fraud thing. And it's a video of people pulling things out from under a table.
Right.
And they're saying it's false information, but you can clearly see on the video people pulling things out from under a table. So how can it be false? They're saying, oh, independent fact checkers say this is false.
Yeah.
Who's this person making this decision? Twitter and Facebook have way too much. And did you see the reaction when I posted this vote and they tried to edit that? It's like, yeah, I know. Facebook sucks. Twitter too. So many people think Facebook and Twitter suck. So that was actually one of my stock tips was Twitter, Facebook, and Google are all in on this thing. And it's getting more and more obvious that there's evidence that they're suppressing and more people are waking up to it. Like Democrats are even saying this is ridiculous at this point.
Right.
So I feel like as corporations, Trump wants to repeal the thing called 230, which is basically they're exempt from liability. If they do something, they can't be sued. He's like, this should be not happening. We should revoke this. So a lot of people are on board with that. So I feel like if it gets revoked, Twitter, Facebook, and Google's stock should take a hit, in my opinion. Should.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm only day trading the NASDAQ right now, that TQQQ. I went back to this. Here I am. This little tiny bump in the stock from 650 to 730. That's where I made like $2,500 on my little piddly investment.
Right.
That's why I love calls, because you can just half an hour, 45 minutes, make your 2,000 a day, get out, forget about it. And I started with 15,000. I got up to 82,000 this week.
Right.
I also made some poor choices and went back down to 62,000.
Oh, can we talk
we're gonna
about
talk
that?
about them.
Oh, can we talk about
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk about that?
Oh, yes, you were right. In our last podcast, Michael said, I don't feel good about Tesla.
I was freaking right.
And
everything I said was
everything you said was right.
100% on.
Everything you said was, by the way, this is
And you doubted me. And I said,
I was like, I'm going to buy. I actually bought.
You
sold
sold
half.
half. And I was like, oh, thank God she's listening
And
to me.
then on Monday, I bought
and
more.
then you bought back in.
Yeah, I did. Well, guess what? You were right, and I was right.
Okay, did it go up again?
It went right up again right
Cool.
afterwards, except I got out because I was like, Michael was right. It's down.
No.
And I lost
it's
20 grand, and then it went right back up where it was the next day. So I lost faith in myself. So that was another reason I lost money.
Well, I didn't know it was going to go back up after it went down. I should have looked at the charts.
Well, the main reason I sold when it was down is it was down a little. I didn't think I was going to lose 20 grand. But the main reason I sold is I noticed it got up to $599, right below 600. That's psychological level, and it went down. It got up to $599, $589, whatever. It went back down, and I thought, you know what? This is a ceiling. This is going to just keep bumping along here, and it's not going to break through the ceiling for a while.
Right.
And I liked the idea you had, which was my idea too, to wait, watch it. Here's my thought. If it breaks above 600, then it'll take off a little bit farther. But I don't think it's going to do that till real close to the 21st.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
This was the setup that made me buy more. This is called a wedge. See how it's like the tops are coming down and the bottoms are going up? That's like, and my post was, get ready. You know why? Because when there's a wedge, it's about to do something. I thought it was going to go up. It went down.
Well, at least either way, the context of your post works.
I was right. That's why I wrote get ready. I thought it could go either way. This is the other thing I saw. This is a 1 month chart. And you see the two things I circled there? They're similar, aren't they?
Right.
That's the wedge, actually. That's a wedge.
Yeah.
It's in shrunken down form. And I thought, see what happened last time? I wonder if that's going to happen again.
Yeah.
That was another reason I bought in. Oh, so here's one more thing about the Twitter and Facebook censorship.
Okay.
This. My Call Girls Investment Club has been on here since 2013. That's 7 years.
Yeah.
As a group. I posted, hey guys, join us for the Call Girls podcast, which I have written every week for 13 weeks.
Right.
All of a sudden, after I did a bunch of political posts and they started targeting my account, all of a sudden I get this. Your post goes against our community standards on adult sexual solicitation. Nobody can see your post.
Yeah.
They suck. It's robots. So I started spelling things differently, like fraud is FR*UD instead of A, stuff like that. All right. So I talked about politics first. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, okay. We got the politics talk out of the way. Let's talk about stunk.
This is my account. See where it went up to 82 and then dropped back down to 62. It's still pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
You went up from your initial investment a ways.
So I want to go through how to buy options, or maybe instead of how to buy options, why it went up so much.
Right.
So see where it went down there December 2 and went right back up and higher.
Yeah.
Bummer. That was Tesla. Here's Nikola. Same day, Nikola dropped like a rock. That was a 20% drop. Thank you. I stayed in Nikola. Woohoo!
Yeah, that was good.
This is a spreadsheet. So when you do trades in Robinhood and you try to export them, at tax time, I'm going to have a complete spreadsheet of all my trades. I'm going to have to figure out how many I saved. I was in for 30 days or less, and if I lost money and do the 30-day rule and all that, I have to say how much I made, all that stuff. I can't rely on them. You can't get this information out of Robinhood still. I Googled it, and they said that you can go through Chrome to your Robinhood account. You scroll down to the bottom of the trades, and then you hit return. So I tried it. Didn't work. I don't see why it would work, that if you hit return, it would send you a spreadsheet. I don't get that.
Can I try it out after the podcast?
Yeah, if you can figure out how to do it, because it's hard.
Okay.
So the system just accepted my last 2 deposits, but this is my record. So it says I'm up. I don't have my glasses on. They're here somewhere. What's that green number down there? This is how much I made. How much is it? $37,000.
$37,142.
And that's based on the $19,000 I originally deposited. I made $37,000 so far since November 17. What is that, like half a month? 3 weeks?
That's
about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And the percentage
total percent 154%.
So that's not correct. I was like 39%. What are they talking about? Yeah, 154 is my return based on all my deposits, but these deposits just went through today, so technically it's really 360% I made. I feel like Facebook, Google, and Twitter are way overinflated, and people are going to hate them. People are hating on them, and I feel like that's going to drag the NASDAQ down. But I did like this. This was one of the tips I put in. It says yesterday. Was this really just yesterday? Friday morning, I put in Starbucks. I told my group I like Starbucks. So one place that we keep going and buying things is Starbucks. We're just sitting here in the house. We go to the grocery store and we go to Starbucks. That's it. Starbucks has people gathered out front that can talk to each other while they're drinking their drinks, and it's still legal because they're just standing around in the parking lot. Starbucks has a line out the door. Starbucks knows how to market themselves on Gabriella's YouTube channels. They're huge. So I bought this stock, and then I posted about it. I'm like, this is really a good stock for COVID and for being shut down. And then when COVID's over, people are still going to be addicted to their Starbucks, right? It's just getting more followers because all those restaurants shut down, but Starbucks is like fast food, so it's open, right?
Right.
So I bought it. An hour later, this analyst comes out with a recommendation for Starbucks, and it took off, which was great. And then I go in Gaby's room to watch some YouTube videos. I'm like, hey, I made my money for the day, but I'm going to stay in, right? Because I'm up to 3 day trades, so I bought it for a longer term.
Right.
If I would have got out, I would have got out with like an $8,000 profit on this $1,000 investment or whatever. I don't know. I actually invested more, so now I'm invested pretty heavily in Starbucks. But I go in Gaby's room to watch YouTube videos, and she shows me, oh, hey, what are you watching? James Charles is making a Starbucks pink drink.
Ooh.
Do you know who James Charles is? He's a big YouTuber.
Yeah, I know who James
You've
Charles
heard his
is.
name, right?
I've heard the name, and I know of him.
So we're like, yeah, let's make a pink drink at home. So the ingredients are Starbucks Tazo tea, Starbucks vanilla something additive. So you have to buy Starbucks products to make it at home. Then he proceeds to try to make it, and the pumpkin bread messes up royally, tastes terrible. And then they're like talking about how much the ingredients cost, $47. And he's like, I could have just gone to Starbucks. And he's not even sponsored by Starbucks, supposedly. I think there might be a secret sponsorship. But the fact that they're getting all this publicity, they just know how to market. And it gives it so much more credibility when he says, I'm not sponsored by Starbucks. They could easily be doing an alternative to sponsorship. And so that he can still say, I'm not sponsored by Starbucks. And he's the kind of guy that would probably do that and just say, I'm not sponsored. But he had a Starbucks apron and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, okay. I really think he's being paid by Starbucks or being given things by Starbucks.
I think he legally has to say it if it is, but...
Yeah, but what is a sponsorship versus giving all his friends free Starbucks or...
Well, the difference is that
handing him some stock or something,
Okay.
There's alternatives that are not technically sponsorships, aren't there?
I mean, I guess so.
I don't know. I'm suspicious because I know how the world works. Oh, and then Gaby gets all excited because she sees a TikTok about a Starbucks for deaf people, where this guy drives through the thing and he says, no here, and the picture comes up on the Starbucks menu. It turns into the person's face, and she's doing sign language to him, and he orders. And the whole sign above the Starbucks is, instead of STARBUCKS, it's all the hands and the different shapes for the letters.
Cool.
And she's all like, oh my God, we have to go there someday, So they know marketing.
It's sign bucks.
So the main reason I bought Starbucks is this. Next week is the Investor Day. So a lot of these companies will have an Investor Day, and they talk about all the things they're doing and what they're up to and marketing. And Tesla always reveals what their plan is, when they have their Investor Day. Almost always on a good company with a good presentation makes the stock jump. So that's why I still bought more, even though I was in a profit.
That makes sense.
Bitcoin.
How's Bitcoin doing?
So I'm not in Bitcoin right now, but I'm watching it. Remember how we were talking about you thought it would get up to the high point it was before and then go back down? There it did. It got back up there again, went down a little. It's creeping up and down.
Yeah, it's just hanging out around that point.
Yeah, but it could be. It looks borderline like either it's going to flatten here or go higher. And so many people are saying, like mainstream investors are saying, this is the new gold. These these Wall Street guys are like, oh, our company's going to invest in Bitcoin and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting. I want to invest in some Bitcoin now.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm going to wait because it could go bumpity bump. At least I'm not in an option, though. If I was in an option, it went flat, I wouldn't make any money. But I could, buy some and forget about it.
Can you buy options on Bitcoin?
No.
I didn't think so.
You can buy options on
Riot.
RIOT is supposed to be like a proxy kind of for Bitcoin because it's a company that supposedly manufactures Bitcoin.
I don't think that's how that.
I think it's iffy.
I think I don't think you should buy options in Bitcoin, even if you could. I think it's too volatile of a stock for that.
I feel like people are day trading it up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fad right now.
We'll see.
I mean, judging from that big blip there.
Well, you can day trade Bitcoin all you want. There's no restrictions on that.
Yeah, that is nice. You don't hit your limit and become a pattern day trader. Then there's this thing called Snowflake. And what I posted to my group is, okay, I'm a lazy idiot, but I don't know what Snowflake is. Anybody have an idea? So finally I got around. What are you doing?
I'm investing in Bitcoin.
Damn
it's
it.
down right now. Hang on.
19,170. You call that down?
It's
not down.
I mean, it's not down.
Why don't you wait?
I'll wait.
I don't know.
I'll wait a second.
Now it'll go up because I said that.
Okay.
Snowflake, you know what this is?
No, I do not.
I was watching them climb, and I was like, what is this? I remember it was an IPO, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's like the cocaine of stocks, because when the IPO came out, it went crazy. Now it's going up even more because they had a lot of earnings. It's a cloud computing company, and supposedly they have really good algorithms so they can see what people are doing and get a lot of good feedback, like Google. You know how Google spies on you and Facebook spies on you? They spy on people too, so I'm not thrilled by them. I don't know why. It's probably because it's not a product I use.
Well, yeah, they're not a product that most people use in general. They're a product that businesses would use.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So it's hard for anyone, I think, to get a grasp on what that company is and what the company does. So you have to just go on earnings.
Oh, somebody in my group recommended Boeing. She was, I was an idiot because Boeing's symbol is BA and Bank of America is BAC. And I saw BA and I was thinking it's Bank of America. And I was like, I'm not excited about banks. And then the next day it was up 6%. And I was like, oh, Boeing, of course. They're back and making airplanes and people are buying them.
I just want to say I'm looking at your script right now. And right up at the top of Call Girls, the very first line is, you were right.
I was going to open with that.
You should have. It was great.
You were right.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know what to put behind us now. I was going to put when hell freezes over behind us because I was like, when hell freezes over, I'm going to change my podcast to be shorter and not talk politics.
Well, no, that's mean.
Oh. See, I wrote my good and bad trades on Tesla and Nikola and how to buy and sell options on Robinhood. Okay. You want to pretend buy some options? It's closed right now. The market's closed.
I'm going to buy.
Let's see if you can.
I'm going to wait until Bitcoin gets lower and then I'm going to buy it.
Okay, but can you just make a fake option purchase to see how to do it? If you were going to buy options in, say, Starbucks.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's go.
But you'll have to cancel it afterwards,
I'll
right?
go to 100 most popular. Amazon is popular.
Oh, so you figured that out. You were asking me earlier how to do how to do the most popular.
How do I make it say options? Oh, right. Don't I need more money in my account to get options?
No. Okay, so I had to do something. Damn it, that was a week ago. I don't remember now. We'll figure this out next time and come back to it. No. Why does it say unlock? Oh, right, because my face.
I like that you can use your Face ID.
Okay, so mine has options and yours doesn't. You have to sign up in order to trade options. I remember now. You go on...
Tap trade in the bottom right corner and then tap trade options.
Yeah, that doesn't work because you have to go on your computer to their website and sign up for trading options that way. And that what they do is they'll ask you a bunch of questions like how much experience do you have trading options?
Right.
Hey, Michael, how much experience do you have trading options?
I have actually quite a bit because I hang out with my mom and she trades options all the time.
Never did, but you're going to say you did.
I'm going to say I did because I do have experience with options and what they are.
How much cash do you have? How rich are you? Oh, I got $250,000.
$1,111.
I don't know. You could answer these questions wrong, and they could say you can't trade options. So, but you could always try it, and if it doesn't work, you could sign up again and answer a different way.
Right.
So I knew what to say when they asked me my questions. I answered all the questions right online, and I got it. So here, let's use my computer. Let's use my phone. Here, go ahead and don't buy any Bitcoin. That's the only thing that's open.
Okay.
So let's say you're going to buy Starbucks. You're going to the 100 most popular because, hey, wasn't it on the top there?
I'm going to go buy Amazon.
Wait, no, don't buy Amazon. I don't want to buy Amazon.
I'm going to hit trade and I'm going to hit trade options.
Also, okay, here's the thing.
Ooh.
Their options. No, what?
What are these?
Okay, I don't like those. I'm a call girl. I'm not a butterfly and all the weird combination things. You're on my phone. I'm getting nervous. Can you trade? Okay, so let me slow down. Amazon trades for $3,000 a share. So let's pretend we're going to buy options 3 months out or 1 month out. Go ahead, pretend. Go ahead, try it. I dare you. Okay, so just pretend you're going to get a call option. Here's the dates here. Okay, so if you buy, let me tell you before you go, if you picked December 11th, that's like less than 7 days, right? So you don't want to do that. So let me tell you, the third week of every month is the one that's most heavily traded. That's the big monthly option trade that has the most volume.
Right.
Which is why it does say everything for December and then, it does say every week in January. But then see how it starts going February 19, March 19, April 16. Those are the third Fridays of those months.
Mm.
That's why they are like that. That means people who bought these options like 4 or 5 months ago, they all bought December 18th.
Mm.
So just pick a random one. You won't be able to buy it, I don't think. Well, with my account you might, but the options are going to be huge, I think.
This is really interesting because it gives you a lot more options than just the regular options thing.
Now you've picked December 31st. Here's this line in the middle. It says share price, 3,159. Everything above that is guessing it's going to be higher. Everything below that ensures you're going to get some money back if it stays the same. So like if you guessed one rung higher and it just stayed the same, you'd lose all of that. But if you just go down here, you'd only lose like 80%. Down here, you'd only see. So they also have this really cool thing. They're showing how much these went up and down today. Almost all of them went up, almost all of them went down 15%.
Right.
And then they also say what the break even is. Like if you buy this option, you won't break even until the stock price hits this number here.
Right. This is a lot more in depth than I thought it would be. And there's a lot more to it.
Don't accidentally buy a put too. That's tricky. So that gives you a taste, right?
Right. But
So those were $100. Let me tell you something though. $100 when you hit it, it doesn't cost $100. It costs $10,000, Michael, because it's 100 times. You're buying 100. Each contract is 100 shares. So when it's $100, that's per share. So if you picked $100 on Amazon, that's 100 times 100. That's $10,000 you'd have to buy one option,
right.
one contract. So now if you look at a different stock, I mean, you can look at these if you want. You want to do it could go up or down.
I want to see what this is.
Straddle or strangle. These are these complex strategies. For me, I feel like you have to really study this before you do them because the price is already reflecting what should happen. Same with calls and puts.
Oh, that makes sense. So this way, if it goes way up or way down, then the cost of the premium for buying both a call and a put is still worth it. If you think it could go up or down, but you know it's going to be a really big change.
Yeah, like with Tesla earnings calls, sometimes they used to do that. It's like, oh, it's going to either go through the roof or going to crater.
Right.
But then the price of the straddle was so high, you couldn't possibly make money because it would be priced for what people expected.
Right.
So you have to really know your stuff before you do this. Like
right. And you have to do...
The people selling them are the ones that make all the money usually. Even with calls, the people selling them are usually the ones to make the money. The only reason I buy calls is because I only buy them when I'm sure.
What's this stuff?
So this one is, I think it's going to stay the same. The iron condor, the iron butterfly, and the calendar spread.
Right.
3 different ways of trading. You're basically buying multiple options to do these weird combos. So this is, I think it's going to stay the same. This is another fancy combination.
These are advanced because buying puts and calls is already advanced strats. These are super advanced strats.
So my big problem with these is it's the equivalent of buying a bet and a bet against yourself.
Yeah. And
I feel like it's wasteful unless you really, really study this and know how to make money on it. I feel like it's not necessary. I have a life, like I'm saying, and
with this one, you make less money than you would if you guess correctly if it's gonna go up or down, and if it stays the same, you'd lose twice as much money. With this one, it's
the iron condor, the iron butterfly, and the calendar.
I don't know exactly how they work, but the way they work is like probably very risky. I think. I'm not sure.
Considering how easy it is to... I think also some of these are supposed to protect you from losing too much. But if I know Tesla stock is going up and I buy a call, I can rake in the bucks. If I think Tesla stock is going up and I'm all timid and I want to buy some complicated thing to protect myself, it's the equivalent of not making as much because I'm not willing to take the risk. Either I know it's going to go up or I don't.
Right.
Which most people don't, but I tend to only buy when I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I just buy calls usually, except with Nikola. But the thing with Nikola is it got down to $17, and I noticed it stopped at 17. It was like a place it had bounced off of before, and I started getting nervous, and I almost sold, and I just waited an extra day, and waiting that extra day, I didn't make quite as much, but I did make a lot. It went
Okay.
up like 50 cents or something off the 17.
Yeah.
You saw Amazon, $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at a different stock. Look at Starbucks. It's at the top, dude.
Yeah, but that's 102. Let's look at
No, look, 102 what?
$4.
The share price as opposed to 3,000.
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah, I want you to see. Go on December 31st, so it's a fair comparison. The stock is $100. These are $2.93
Right.
for an option.
Right.
And look at look at the percentage it went up. 50% today.
Yeah.
That's on Friday. 69%. I actually have this 105 call. It went up 72%. Do you know why these go up so much more than these? Look.
Yeah, it's because of math.
That's
and
it.
how it works.
It's math. So the reason is down here, these are in the money. If you want to be conservative, you buy the in the money call and you're like more guaranteed it'll be worth something at the end of the term.
Right.
And up here, these, you're like saying, I'm pretty sure it's going to go to 105. You could lose everything, but they sell for less. So when it goes up $1, let's say all these are $1 higher. If you were to get the full dollar, this one costs $4. You'd get $1 more. That's 25%. Up here, this is $1.50. You get another $1. That's like 66%.
So I have a question. If I get like, if I
Like way
if
deep,
I buy a
way down here.
$70 call for a $100 stock,
So this is way deep in the money.
and in order for that to
Good luck finding someone to sell
so
you
it has
this.
a break-even point right here. So it says the stock needs to gain 2.2% for me to break. That's interesting because some of these are different. Like the $89 call requires a 0.7% change to break even, whereas
The one below it.
this one requires a less.
Yeah, and then up here it's 42%. Okay, so if you were going to buy and sell different options to sort of take advantage of the fact that they're not fairly calculated, then that's called arbitrage. It's the same as in money when the exchange rate between two different currencies isn't like fairly laid out. People will buy and sell it until it breaks even. That's called arbitrage.
Right.
But don't be fooled. When you're down here and it's a $70 call for Starbucks, you try to trade this, there might not be anybody out there selling it. You might end up paying 5 times as much. This could be an old price that hasn't been traded in a year.
Right. That's
You got to be careful to buy stuff that has a lot of volume.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Okay, now I understand.
This
So
could
these
be
prices aren't determined by Robinhood. They're
last
prices
trade.
that are determined by the last trade.
Yeah, and people might not have traded these in a long time. And sometimes you'll see huge orders for like way down here, way up there, like way up here. And look at this. This is 1 cent. If you put $1,000 in this, you would own so many freaking shares.
Right.
This is 1 cent. Are you kidding me? 1 cent? If Starbucks is 120 on December 31st, I'll eat my hat. No. Can you imagine how much money you could make if this went, let's say it, right now it's down here. So the current price, the options are $2.93. If this 1 cent went to $2.93, that's 300 times. Not 300%, 300 times. That's 30,000%.
Yeah.
This is why I love options.
That's a terrible idea.
Well, what if you bought it and you got out in time and it just went up in value a little?
I don't know about
But
that.
the problem is if nobody's selling this and you try to buy it at market prices, it'll go from 1 cent all of a sudden up to $5 maybe.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that
But if you put an order in and limit order for 1 cent and you got it, that might be really worth a ton of money if it goes up.
right.
So the fact that it's so cheap, you can buy that many more shares. If you have only $1,000,
Yeah.
you could become a millionaire.
Okay.
Gosh, now I want to buy that. Anyway, that's kind of how you do it. I don't recommend doing it yet. I think you kind of got to familiarize yourself with it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's very complicated.
But let me show you. Let me show you. Let's say you're going to buy this. Tap it, and it says buy Starbucks 102 call December 31st expiration date. Contracts times 100 shares. So if you put 1, it's not going to be $3. It's going to be $3 times 100.
Right.
So if you go ahead and put 1, because the market's not open, nothing's going to happen. If you just hit review, it fills in automatically. It either does a market order or it fills in automatically this price. This is a price that's halfway between these two.
$293.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But if the market's not open,
Okay. Do we
so
have
that's an
anything
introduction to that.
Okay, I understand now.
I just wanted to cover that, and then we'll see you next time. And
yeah, I'll learn
I got
more
nothing
about
else.
that, and I'll try and invest options.
I don't think you should try to invest options yet. I think we should maybe.
I think it's exciting, and I want to try it.
Okay, but I didn't have time to talk today about all the losses I made, but I kind of implied you saw the big how big the swings are in the values. Same downhill.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay. Thanks everyone for
Thank
coming.
you for joining
and
us.
Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Bye.